Getting your home loan pre-approval is a moment of triumph. But what do you do after that? Today I'm breaking down the essentials so you know what the next move is that you need to make. One of the first things that clients always ask me is, what's my interest rate going to be? What does amortization mean? And what are all the terms as far as my loan goes? And what I'm going to tell you might shock you, because I tell all of my clients, I stay in my lane, meaning I don't know all of the information that a great lender is going to give you. They are the experts in that scenario, so you really need to talk to your lender who will give you all of that information. I can always be on the call as a third party to listen. If you have questions, maybe help clarify some things, but all of that information should be coming directly from your lender because they are the experts. Okay, and let's talk about budgets. I know everyone hates this part of planning, but I have had clients previously enter into what's called a house poor scenario, meaning that they really didn't look at the amount of money that they had to spend per month on their home, and now they can't go on vacation, they can't get the new car, they can't do all of those things that they really want to do with their life. So one of the things that we talk about is what makes sense for you to spend per month so that you can still do all the other things that make life worth living. The other issue is your mortgage payment sometimes includes only your principal and interest. So when you are talking to your lender, tell them that you want to know what your payment is going to be with your PITI, and that is your principal, your interest, your taxes, and your insurance. And your taxes and insurance are actually held by your mortgage company in what's called an impound account, so that when those things are due, they're paid directly from that impound account, so you're not paying thousands of dollars at one time. It's taken out in incremental payments every single month, and your mortgage company is actually paying that for you. Before we go look at any properties, whether virtually or in person, we are going to sign a buyer brokerage representation agreement, which states that you are hiring me as your agent. It also goes through how my fee is going to get paid. So for more on that, reach out and let's chat. And depending on your personality, you might go for the lifestyle aspect of the house you want or the necessity route. We are going to discuss both of those when we sit down to put together a plan of what the property is going to look like that you want to purchase. So the lifestyle could include being close enough to your kids' school so that you can walk to drop them off and pick them up. Or maybe you are big time into cycling and you want to do the Red Rock Loop whenever you get a chance, and you want to be within a few miles of being able to do that. We talk about that lifestyle component in detail. Also though, the necessity of how many bedrooms do you actually want? Where do you actually need to be close enough for your commute to work? Those things all come into play too, but don't be afraid to dream while we're having this discovery conversation of what your actual dream home looks like. The loan amount that you've been qualified for is always going to come into play. It's always going to be a factor. But keep in mind, you do not always have to go to the max of your budget. Just because you can afford it doesn't mean that you can't find homes that are below that budget. So don't think that you have to use absolutely every dollar that you've been pre-qualified for. And on the flip side of that, don't be afraid to look a little higher in your search than what you're actually qualified for. The reason being, when homes sit on the market maybe for more than 30, 60, 90 days, you can actually negotiate the cost of that home or the list price of that home to be more in the ballpark of what you're actually qualified for. So there are two trains of thought. Both of them can work for you. Some other things that you may consider when you're looking for your property search is the distance to the schools that your kids are going to go to. If you travel a lot and you are at the airport all the time, you may not want a 45-minute drive to get there. So we can actually narrow down the search by the distance to the airport. And how much do you want to pay in HOA fees? That is not factored into the total cost for your mortgage. So keep in mind that will be an additional fee on top of what your monthly mortgage payment is. So that HOA fee could factor into your monthly budget. When prioritizing what you're actually looking for in your home, we did all that pre-work with the discovery conversation of what you're looking for. So I am there as your emotional buffer to keep you on track so that you don't get swayed by all of the shiny objects that you're seeing in some of these homes, because they may not actually fit into what you said was a necessity for you to have in your home. So stay the course, we'll get there together, but if I'm bringing you back a couple of steps, that is why, so that we stay on track for what your ultimate goal is with purchasing this home. If you're new to my channel, I'm Eileen Guilbeault, your go-to real estate advisor for all things relocating to Las Vegas. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you're notified every time a new video is uploaded. My job for you as your realtor is to make sure that we get you the best price, the best terms, everything that you want to see to make you happy when this home closes. That sometimes can take a little extra effort, because ultimately, if both sides don't win something and it's not a win-win scenario, it could really blow up the deal. I'm currently dealing with one of those right now that has canceled at least a couple of times. And if it weren't for me and the agent on the other side, we never would have gotten to the closing table. So it doesn't have to be a win-lose scenario. When everyone wins, things can go much smoother. During any home buying or selling process, communication is key. And what we do also is, some people love to text. Some people never look at their texts. So how do you want to be communicated with? That way we can all stay on the same page. And then here comes that emotional buffer again to take some of the stress out of the situation, because it's going to be a lot. And you're not going to realize it until you are right in the thick of it. And then on the back end, I have so much support here in my office from the transaction coordinator, who keeps all of the documents flowing like they're supposed to so that everyone is on the same page, and broker support, so that if anything goes awry, I have 3 brokers here in this office who are right there to back me up, get everybody yet again on the same page so that everything can close smoothly and with as little stress as possible. What questions would you ask a realtor at this stage of your home buying process? Share with me in the comments below. So what's next? We're under contract, everything is moving toward closing. Now what we do is we order a home inspection. Once we get that home inspection done that shows any repairs that might be needed in the home, we submit a repair request to the seller. They either agree, disagree with what needs to be fixed, and then we can move forward or cancel from there. The other thing that happens at this time is the appraisal is ordered. And the appraisal is so that the bank feels comfortable with the amount that you're offering in the contract. Sometimes there can be repairs needed when the appraisal is done. If that's the case, then those repairs are completed in order for the bank to loan the money. Once the repairs are done, we ask for a reinspection from the home inspector. They come through, make sure everything has been repaired that we asked to be repaired. Then we are set to do the final walkthrough, make sure that everything is in the same condition as it was when we actually toured the home the last time. If all of that is good, we are set to sign the closing documents. Now here's a couple of things that have gone wrong when people come to sign closing documents. When signing closing documents, every single person who is on the contract needs to be there. Yes, I have had some people not show up when they are supposed to. The other thing is, if you are buying this property and you're married and you're the only one going on the loan, your partner who is not on the loan still has some documents that they need to sign. So they will actually still have to either show up or do those signing ahead of time. If you are wanting to put this property into a trust, make sure that your trust account is set up prior to closing so that you can purchase the home in the trust. Otherwise, your name is still going to show up on the recorded deed, and then you're going to have to move the home into the trust account, and it's going to have to be re-recorded. So take one of those steps out, set up the trust ahead of time. And then please make sure that that contract is in your legal name, because if it's not, there will have to be additional documents so that you are taking possession in your actual legal name. For more videos about relocating to Las Vegas and real estate tips, make sure to watch one of the videos on your screen. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you the next time.